Ladies and gentlemen, it is a real privilege to be here to break ground on 256 new modern long-term care beds here in Stittsville. As I just mentioned, this is part of a broader package of reforms that we've brought forward on behalf of our government to fix long-term care. An important part of that component is 30,000 new modern long-term care beds. I was talking to Anne, a resident, and Anne, it's so good to meet you today, and she talked about her own experience building co-ops before. And we were saying how complicated it can be to get something from an idea and a shovel in the ground to a beautiful facility. It takes lots of work and lots of hard work, but the development of these new facilities, we currently have 220 projects underway across Ontario, and the redevelopment of existing beds into new modern beds is a key part of our plan to fix long-term care. But I think everyone would agree that the compassion of well-trained staff is the most critical element to effective long-term care. And Anne's nodding, so I know I'm right.
The new will be absolutely amazing for us. We'll miss our old building. I mostly will miss the garden. And I swear I'm going to get out and garden here if somebody else doesn't do it. I just want to say again, thank you all for coming. We really appreciate staff, and my staff is out of this world. Don't let anybody tell you otherwise.
30,000 the second with the new staff, 27,000 new staff, new trained staff. But the third component is part of the legislation that I did introduce in the Ontario Legislature yesterday, and that deals with making sure that accountability, enforcement, and transparency are at the forefront of the new framework we have to make sure that we fix long-term care. We want to make sure that anyone operating a long-term care home understands what the expectations are, and that by doing things like doubling the number of inspectors that we'll have working, making sure that the rules are clear and in place, making sure that homes like Extendicare and others provide regular, transparent updates about what's going on, making sure and legislating that there will be 4 hours of care in Ontario. All of that will add up to a quality of care and a quality of life for our residents that we can be proud of.